Differ. Oh, I beg to differ. You know, I don't need you.
No?
No. I think I could be funny without a puppet.
You're not funny with a puppet.
America's Got Talent started more than a decade ago, and it has since become the most loved reality show on television. The show features comedians, dancers, singers, magicians, and all kinds of talented people from faraway places. And some of them are even lucky enough to win the whopping $1 million cash prize. The show has launched the careers of a lot of its participants, while some have completely gone off the grid after winning. And there are a lot of people who want to know more about America's Got Talent winners and where they are now. Bianca Ryan won the very first season of America's Got Talent, and she put everyone in awe with her performance of "And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going." Bianca's voice was so powerful that she ended up winning the show and getting $1 million. Once she won, Bianca came under the radio of Psycho Entertainment, which was a Colombian records company. She sealed the deal with Psycho and released her very first album that got her on the Billboard. However, Bianca soon backed out from a 5-album deal with Psycho and completely disappeared from the public eye. Her fans were left wondering what really happened to the infamous singer. She actually took a break to continue her education and came back to the spotlight in 2014. Bianca started uploading covers of different songs to get the attention of big record labels. But soon, she started her own company, Bianca Ryan Records. However, things started going south when Bianca had a health complication and had to get vocal cord surgery. It changed her voice to some extent. When Bianca went to America's Got Talent The Champions, she got eliminated in the initial rounds. However, this didn't disappoint her, and she still makes covers of different songs and keeps her friends entertained with a witty sense of humor. Terry Fator is the fan-favorite ventriloquist of Season 2 of America's Got Talent, who won the show and got worldwide recognition. As soon as Terry snagged the AGT title, he got a deal from the Mirage Hotel and Casino. This deal was worth millions of dollars, and Terry Fator did a lot of his famous shows at the hotel. He even lived at the Mirage Hotel for over a decade. But things started to get a little too repetitive for him, and that's when he decided to leave the hotel. Terry then paid a short visit to the New York Hotel in Las Vegas, and then left for his countrywide tour that started from Kansas City. As soon as he returned, he got an offer to become a regular performer at the Las Vegas Hotel, and he agreed. So, he's basically set for life now. Boyd won America's Got Talent 2008 when his song put Piers Morgan and David Hasselhoff in a trance. His performances of West Side Story and Somewhere got millions of views, and Neil Boyd was being considered the most worthy winner of the season. Boyd gave his winning performance on the song Nessun Dorma, and his mentor said that he brought opera to mainstream media, for which he felt really proud. Neil didn't just get $1 million in prize, but he also managed to snag a deal with MGM Grand Las Vegas and sang there as a regular. He also became a special on NBC's Special, and his debut album came in at 2009. The album became an instant hit and was even listed on Billboard. Boyd also did a 10-year city tour the same year and got critically acclaimed. But he drifted off a little from music in 2012 when he decided to run for elections in Missouri. He didn't really win the election, but decided to run again in 2014. He faced defeat this time too and finally gave up. Boyd continued his music career and was picking local gigs at Sykeston when he had a heart attack and lost his life. The singer was only 42 at the time and had multiple health issues, including a liver disease and kidney failure. Skinner gave stellar performances in America's Got Talent, but the highlight of his journey was his audition with If Tomorrow Never Comes. After this performance, all 3 of the judges had to say yes. After this, Kevin gave an amazing performance in the quarter and semi-finals and ended the season with I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. This performance helped him win the 4th season of the show. After winning America's Got Talent, Kevin Skinner started headlining for a show in Las Vegas. In 2010, he made his debut album, which received a lot of positive reviews from the audiences. However, he kind of disappeared from the limelight after this. The singer has been having a hard time keeping his life together ever since. In 2014, he went missing and his family filed a report, but he was later found. Besides all this, he's also been suffering from depression and hasn't been active on any of his social media handles either. Kevin's marriage also fell apart, which sent him further over the edge, and the once shining star got lost in obscurity. The country singer hasn't come under the spotlight for years now, and fans are only hoping that he gets back on stage someday. Michael Grimm auditioned on the 5th season of America's Got Talent in LA. His debut performance on the show received positive reviews from the judges, and they instantly got him on board. He was even close to getting disqualified from the show during his Vegas performance because Piers Morgan revealed that it was over 90 seconds. However, Grimm got a chance and he cashed it by qualifying for the finals. His final performance was When a Man Loves a Woman, and it got him the title of America's Got Talent winner. Once Michael Grimm won the reality show, he started getting a lot of offers and he even released his own music. The singer appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show for the promotion of his music, and it became a Billboard hit for weeks. But things took a turn for the worst when Michael was missing shows and couldn't complete his work commitments. It was later revealed that the singer was having issues with his health for a really long time and was even taken to the ER. Soon, Michael lost all his mobility and couldn't even move his hands or legs. After a few weeks, Michael Grimm even started having tremors and lost his speech. He was hardly breathing and his condition was getting worse, so doctors put him on a ventilator. Luckily, Michael got over his mystery condition and is recovering now. He's getting both mobility and speech therapy to feel connected to his body again. But this condition has put a stop to his career, while the fans are hoping for a speedy recovery. Landow traveled from West Virginia all the way to New York City for his America's Got Talent auditions, and it was all worth it. His audition went really well and was instantly selected. His backstory about being a car washer back home inspired millions of people, and at the end, a magical performance of My Way won him the 6th season of the reality show. He got $1 million and the AGT gig of headlining in Las Vegas. Soon enough, the singer signed contracts with Columbia Records and Sony and released his album, which did really well. The singer has received many awards and has released 2 more albums, but what really made him stand out is the work he's doing for his community in West Virginia. He's hosted several charity events to change the condition of his hometown. But Landow hasn't really left music, as he's been performing across the globe, and most recently, he was seen at the World Expo in the United Arab Emirates last year. His performance in the expo got a lot of eyeballs, and he also tours different countries throughout the year, which means the AGT winner still has a pretty tight schedule. Richard Oate went from giving shelter to stray cats to performing on an international platform and winning $1 million. Now that's what we call real success. The audition of America's Got Talent was a nightmare for Oate Dogs because they constantly had to carry their dogs everywhere they went. But it was all worth it because their act took the judges off guard and they got selected. What came next were the backflips, jumps, and clever tricks of the dogs that won the 7th season of AGT to the Oates. Once they won the show, they got a gig of headlining in Las Vegas, and the group got so much love and fame that they were even featured in The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. The group even released a fully fledged holiday album in 2013, featuring the adorable dog tricks they were famous for. They were still unaware that the Oate name was about to be connected to Hollywood. It happened when the Oate Dogs got a movie offer and they instantly agreed. The movie was named Les Sauvages and it was even shown in the Cannes Film Festival. The father-son duo also traveled far and wide to perform their acts. However, they've gone off the grid since 2018 and there's little to no update on what they're really doing. Kenichi's opening act on the show was so mind-blowing that the judges thought his head fell off in reality. But Kenichi was so well versed in gymnastics and robotics that he performed these life-threatening tricks like it was no big deal. He won the show with these mesmerizing performances that defied gravity and got Kenichi more than 100 million views on YouTube alone. Kenichi Ebar has since toured countrywide and has caught the eye of a lot of mainstream celebrities. He's even performed at the private parties of celebrities like Madonna and Simon Cowell. He went on to write a Japanese book and even got featured in a documentary. Kenichi loved his time on America's Got Talent, so in 2019, he decided to take part in AGT The Champions. Although his performances were just as majestic in this spin-off, he couldn't get enough votes from the audiences and ended up being snubbed. Kenichi has since been performing in his country and has now become a producer and artist-director as well. Matt Franco first appeared in America's Got Talent in 2014, and he wowed the judges with his clever card tricks. His card tricks kept getting better once he was selected, and in the quarterfinals, Matt used his assistant and made decks of cards disappear right in front of everyone's eyes. But his winning performance was really calculated and surprising, getting him $1 million. The magician has since appeared in several seasons of AGT and has headlined for several shows in Las Vegas. He even got awards for best magic shows in all of Las Vegas because his shows were very interactive with the audiences. Matt has even appeared on The Ellen DeGeneres Show and The Today Show, but his career really took off when he got featured on NBC with his 2-hour magic special. Since then, Matt has also created his own YouTube channel, which now has over 200,000 subscribers. Currently, Matt Franco is with Caesars Entertainment, as he signed a 5-year deal with them back in 2020. He also lives in their lavish hotel and performs for VIP guests. Paul Zerin is the second ventriloquist to ever win America's Got Talent. Each one of his performances was so hilarious that judges couldn't help loving him. Paul was also admired by the audiences for his adorable acts, which made him win the show in 2015. The comedian also took part in AGT's spin-off season, The Champions, but he didn't reach the finals. He has since taken part in multiple shows, including Britain's Got Talent, Justin's House, and Tenable All-Stars. He continues to perform on stage, mostly touring the UK to showcase his performances. Zerin is currently working on his own internet show, and he also appears on several comedy shows. He has recently announced his tour for the Puppet Man skit in 2023, and he'll be traveling through the country. So, it looks like his career has really taken off since AGT. When Grace auditioned for the 11th season of the show, everyone was stunned. She wrote her own original song, and the performance got her a permanent spot on the show. She got the golden buzzer, and a magical performance of I Don't Know My Name won her the season. She got so famous at the time that her audition alone garnered more than 100 million views, and she was only the second teen to ever win the show. After winning the show, Grace was interviewed by the likes of Jimmy Fallon and Ellen DeGeneres. In 2016, Grace released her very own EP with 5 songs, and the EP wasn't just listed on Billboard, but also became the 9th most popular EP at the time. She's also attended several high-profile events, like when she performed during the New York Knicks game. She's also been a part of Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and received a lot of love for her performance. Grace was then approached by the Olympics Committee, and she got to perform in the 2017 event of Special Olympics. The singer also released her album in 2017 and has since come up with her very first soundtrack. She also made her acting debut with Stargirl, a Disney movie, and Grace received a lot of applause for her acting. She's also appeared in Megalopolis, a movie directed by Francis Ford. So, it looks like Grace is doing pretty well for herself since AGT. Besides that, Grace has lately been attending a lot of fundraisers, and she's drifted a little more towards philanthropy. When Darcy auditioned on the 12th season of America's Got Talent, people started saying that she's born to be a ventriloquist because she was so natural with her humor and flow only at the age of 12. She got the golden buzzer, so the team got selected without having to face the judges. Her performance in the quarterfinals was the most watched video of America's Got Talent on YouTube, and it became the 4th trending video in 2017. When Darcy performed in the finals, it impressed the judges so much that Simon Cowell went as far as predicting that she was gonna win this thing. And it happened. Darcy Lynn got the prize money and the headlining gig in Las Vegas. And this was only the beginning of her career, because the star went on to have her own show called Little Big Shots, which was very well received and continued from 2016 to 2018. The ventriloquist industry embraced Darcy, and some even went on to call her the most talented person in the world. In 2019, she worked on shows like Camp Nick, All That, and Winner K-Cool. But this wasn't it, because the teenage star also got a lot of acting gigs. She was featured on an episode of Side Hustle and has recently worked on A Cowgirl Song, which is a feature film. She hasn't left her career as a ventriloquist and continues to go on tours and performs quite often. Lim is one of the very few people who was exclusively contacted by the makers of America's Got Talent so he could audition. Before this, Shin Lim actually won the Best Magician award in an international show and was a well-known name. His audition went really well, but what really sealed the deal for him was his final performance, in which Simon Cowell gave him notes about showing his personality through magic. He won the show and even got featured in the spin-off of America's Got Talent. Winning the reality show was Shin Lim's rise to fame, and offers started pouring in. Lim headlined in the Mirage Casino Hotel by signing a deal worth millions of dollars. After that, he went back to his magic troupe and did a full-blown tour with them. The young magician got featured in the shows of Jimmy Fallon and Ellen DeGeneres, which got him a lot of attention. He went on to win the Merlin Award in 2018 for being the best close-up magician and even won the 29th spin-off of America's Got Talent. He loves his headlining job in Vegas, but plans on moving on someday. Cody Lee got a standing ovation at his very first audition on America's Got Talent, and this is where his journey to success started. He also got the golden buzzer, and with a mesmerizing performance like Lost Without You, he won the finals and became a champion of AGT Season 14. Cody Lee made history with this win because he's the first autistic or differently abled person to ever win America's Got Talent. Cody has become a huge sensation after winning, and he's been attending a lot of shows and events. But his true passion has always been music, and the singer finally made his dream come true earlier this year by releasing the chart-topping song, Hello World. He's also participated in the spin-off of America's Got Talent and even reached the finals, getting more votes than legends like Josh Blue. Brandon Leake won the 15th season of America's Got Talent in a very unique category. He's actually a spoken word poet, and his lines inspired the judges so much that he not only got through the audition, but also qualified for the finals. He read pieces about his deceased sister, his daughter, and both parents. The poems had so much impact on the audiences that they made Brandon the winner of the 15th season. He has since performed in Las Vegas and has gone on to do his shows in over 26 states. He recently traveled to Mexico, Canada, and New Zealand to promote his collection of poems. This published collection is being very well received from the audiences. Despite becoming a household name, Brandon Leake continues to live a regular life and is a teacher at a daycare center in his city. He's also started an organization called To Move, in which he inspires the youth through poetry and realities of life. The poet has now been signed by an agency and is also working on a web series, so a lot of exciting stuff is coming. Tavella started off as a singer in his teen years, and when he realized that it was actually a skill that could get him some money, he made his own YouTube channel. He used to post pop songs and entertain the audiences until his career took an entirely different trajectory. Dustin shocked everyone by switching his career and getting selected as a magician in America's Got Talent. He put everyone in a trance with his final performance and got the title of the Season 16 winner. After winning, he got to headline his very own magic show and also used his talent for music to make the show more interesting. He's also focused more on his personal life, now that he has adopted 2 sons, but he often includes the kids in his plays, which the audiences love. Dustin Trall spends most of his time either performing or mastering his craft, and fans are wondering if he'll be back on the spin-off show. But that's for time to decide. Masas is a Lebanese dancing group that has over 36 dancers, and they're choreographed by Nadim Sherfan. Before coming to AGT, the group also went to Britain's Got Talent and reached the semi-finals. Not only this, they've also won Arab's Got Talent, so they already had a good reputation. But their performance in AGT surpassed all expectations. Their routine left the judges in awe, and Sofia Vergara even gave them the golden buzzer. The crew won the show with an energetic performance, and everyone from across the globe congratulated them. They became such a big deal that even Beyoncé invited them to UAE, and they performed with Queen Bey during the Atlantis opening. The crew is currently enjoying its massive cash prize and touring for the fans. But there are a lot of offers already pouring in for them, and they could be seen in the upcoming America's Got Talent seasons.